Pleasure to speak to. Thank you for your time. Of course, life is always busy when you're in a band, let alone a band as successful as Bokassa. Overall, at the moment, how are you guys doing as a group?
I think we have we're doing really good at the
Yeah.
moment. We have the luxury of two bass players and have we're launching a Norwegian tour tomorrow, and
Ooh.
we also have a big tour at the end of the year that we're launching, and we're going back to Britain, headlining first time since 2021. So yeah, things are pretty good. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. It's good. It's good to hear that you're feeling good, and there is so much going on. Because, of course, speaking about the UK specifically, we are a mere few weeks away from your much anticipated return to these shores, starting April 11th in Dover, going all over the country before wrapping up in my hometown of London on April 19th. That tour specifically, what is it about it that's so exciting for you guys?
To come back to the UK.
Yeah, coming back to the UK, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the exciting part for me, if I'm honest, um, is Brits, like the banter. I think always that is. I always like talking to Brits. They're really funny, and I think they always get the Norwegian humor as well. And also that I can eat a lot of stuff that I don't have in Norway, and I can stock up on snacks like Cadbury cream eggs, Maltese reindeers, and something called party rings, which is like biscuits, which is fucking
Yep.
awesome. We don't have it in Norway, and I checked it on Amazon, and it costs shitloads to get it in Norway. So I'm gonna pack it in my bags when I get home, and also I'm gonna do like British stuff, like I don't know, steak and ale pie and chicken bacon leek. I'm gonna just and Nando's and stuff. I'm just gonna have a great time eating and snacks, and also playing, of course. Yeah, but I'm gonna have a good time.
Well, I did not expect party rings to come up in this conversation, but there we go. Yeah, British delicacy.
Yeah, I mean, I
What?
thought it was awesome. I never tasted it before, but I was at a birthday party. My friend has her boyfriend is from England, and they brought that, and she was like, "I think you like this," and I was like, "Yes, yes, I love it."
It is a birthday party treat. That is 100% correct place where that stuff turns up. I think it's the only place it turns up nowadays.
Yeah, I never heard about it. It was fantastic. Yeah.
What right now though is keeping you busy? Because obviously pre-tour build-up is a major part of it, rehearsals and just planning, to leave home and go abroad. But is there something specific that's keeping you busy right now?
At the moment, I mean, we have a festival in the weekend, so we have just been rehearsing that set today. But also, like, I've been tracking some vocals for some new music, and specifically, what keeps us busy now is that I can't sing it in the key it's written. Like, I can sing
Okay.
some part, but it gets strained. So we tried to change it from drop C to drop B, which is a much lower tuning, much more heavy. And then I could sing some part, but I couldn't sing other part. And then we tried another drop tuning, then we tried a C standard. So that's actually what's keeping us busy now. We tried different tunings for that goddamn song to see if it
Wow.
works. So if not, I'm just gonna write something different. But hopefully we'll find something. So yeah, now we have just like five, six different tunings that which I try to sing on. So that's what's keeping us busy.
Wow, wow, wow. Even at this stage, you're still challenging yourselves in such a way.
Yeah, the thing is like that song, which like in my mind before I started tracking it was one of those. It was a potential single. It was a really cool song, uh, and I have like basically I have three voices that I use. I have a very
Hmm.
soft one that I use for some songs like Vultures and Godless stuff. I have the normal screamage hardcore one, and I have one in the middle that is like gritty, but in a lower octave. And I really want this song to be able to sing it, the melodic parts in the screamish one, but I felt it was strained, and I had to do it either the clean or the gritty low octave, and it didn't work. Like I did it, I can sing it fine there, but I want the songs need to be in the screamish part. So that's basically what we're trying to figure out if that can does if I can do that,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Or how
Yeah.
confident are you that you will be able to figure it out?
Not that confident actually, because I mean I know I can figure out, but then we have to do such a low tuning that is not like it's not we can't do that just for one song. Like I mean we can do it for a record, but then it's they're not never gonna play it live.
Yeah.
If it's like if it's like an F tuning or something like that, which we are checking out now. We I guess which Conan do, and Conan is like a doom metal band, so it makes no sense that we were going to do it, but I think it will work there because the song goes quite high.
Hmm.
But yeah, uh,
You don't you don't want to give much more away than that. Either way, I can't wait to see what happens further down the line. If this song exists or if you end up just abandoning it and moving on to something else.
yeah. I mean, I have already written an alternate chorus, but I'm not sure if I can sing that either. So we have to see.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, sum up a day in the life of Bokassa on tour, particularly one that involves you traveling to another country and being on the road there.
I mean, we are quite. We are. We have a very like very firm schedule. We know what we're doing. We day is basically waking up at the hotel. I bring my little AeroPress kit, so I make myself a coffee, which I have to have before I start the
Yeah.
day, and enjoy that coffee. And then we go in the Sprinter, and we have usually driven the night before, so that we haven't that we don't have a really long drive. So maybe we
Mm,
drive 2.5 hours or something like that when we come to a place. Um, then usually, I mean, if it's getting, then we can go in backstage, go with stuff. But if not, then we probably I at least I will find a coffee place and we maybe find a cafe and we hang around the city and then get in and then we just uh, maybe some food and then we just do the sound checks and then we set up the merch and then
Your time.
basically we just wait, maybe have a drink, something maybe something to eat, and that's basically it.
Overall, you make it as relaxing an experience as you possibly can, then.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. We I mean, we have very planned out. I mean, Olav has make this itinerary
Mm,
where it says that's the drive. We're gonna live there. Then we drive so many hours after the show and leave there because we don't want. I mean, some bands like to drive just in one setting, like 8 9 hours or something like that. We don't, so we try to. If we know it's going to be a long drive day before, then we take a hotel like maybe 2 hours from where we played, so we just cut
yeah.
stuff down. So we're always just I feel we're always just driving. We just a few hours in the city or in the country, and then we just drive.
Yeah, thankfully, driving in the UK when you come over here, it's not too bad, particularly late at night. You can get quite far distances. You finish your show, you need to drive. Hopefully, it's a couple of hours away, whatever city you're going to next, and then you're just there and you get to then sleep well for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty with Britain that it's such
Yeah,
a small country, like kilometer wise, that
yeah,
it's just I mean there's no driving at all. So it's great. Only thing which is amazing to us in Norway at least is it's the only place where they have these like the petrol stations after certain are just closed. They have
yeah,
this little window, so you can talk to them. And every time we were like, "Oh, let's get some snacks," and it always I mean, it takes so much time because every time we're like, "Yeah," and that one, and then it
yeah.
just comes back with something random. So, oh no, not that one, and then it's and just end up taking whatever he brings. So it's like, I guess it's because there's a lot of robberies or something, uh, probably, but it's very strange to us.
Yeah, I don't actually have an explanation. I can't imagine there's any more robberies or danger than there is at any other shop. I think it's just a shop thing, an operating hours thing. I actually don't know the reason why, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Petrol gar 100%. Unless you're on a motorway and it's one of their big sort of stop and park ones, then you might find when it's open 24 hours, but not necessarily every shop in it is 24 hours, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is weird. I don't have an answer for you. Of course, though, this is the All Out of Dreams tour, supporting your incredible latest album, All Out of Dreams. It's been over a year now since it's been released, about 13 months actually, which is more than enough time to kind of gauge the overall response to it. Tell me, please, if you don't mind, are you satisfied with how it's been received overall?
Yeah, very. I mean, the feeling I get that people really love this one.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know what it is, but I feel it's just sometimes people just believe the narrative, and
Mhm.
it's just like they feel because it's mixed very metallic, like it sounds very metallic.
Mm.
Um, and then people in their mind feel that, oh, it's much more heavier than the last two records, but it isn't. But I think they feel that, and then
Mm.
they're like, oh yeah, love this one so much more, like your first album, but it isn't. But it's mixed metallic, so I think they believe that. That's just my vibe that I get from people. But if that makes sense at all.
Yeah, so you read a review, you read comments, you do often sort of people start by going, oh, it's Bokassa back to their heaviest or a Bokassa at their heaviest. And you
Yeah,
often see
yeah,
that's a statement that comes when describing the album.
yeah, and I mean, it's fine. People can, they can feel what they want to feel about the record, but I just find it peculiar that it's.
Hmm.
I think it's a little bit trick of the air because it sounds cold, but it's not necessarily more heavy. I think there's a lot of poppy choruses on that record as well. Because I always love a good hook, but
Yeah.
I mean, they can if that's the narrative that they want to that makes them love the record. That's fine by me. But I thought there was one I saw. It was a Norwegian review. It was a good review, but he also said like the lyrical contents. It's a little too like moody for me. I like their more upbeat earlier stuff like Divide and Conquer. And I was like, what on earth are you talking about? Have you heard the lyrics on Divide and Conquer? It's about as grim as it can be. I mean, it's a lot more grimmer than All Out of Dreams. So
Hmm.
sometimes when I read that, I'm just like, you're just saying that you just to have like a narrative or something. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily understand. I haven't read the lyrics because Divide and Conquer has a lot more. I mean, it fucking opens about the song about the Jonestown massacre.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's not a happy-go-lucky record at all. So yeah, so I find that a part of me find it funny and a part of me find it annoying. Because people
Oh,
read it and they will be like, oh, it stands there, so it must be true. And but it's like,
your annoyance with that is founded. It is fair because ultimately, if you're going to make definitive statements like that, you best be correct. You best be
yeah,
sure, and
yeah,
like what you're saying.
yeah. Because I also other than that is just hearsay. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just throwing something out there.
Yeah, you can say anything then if that's the case, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
does sometimes feel reflected of the world in a way anyway. But
yeah.
how about live? How have the tracks from the album been going down on stage overall, have you found?
Pretty good. I mean, I think we played all the songs on the record.
Yep.
When not the same time, but in the tour.
Yeah.
And the thing with that, like the record that came before Molotov Rocktail, that was just like the thing with that record that I wanted to make this just big sounding record with all those like there's trumpets there, there's cheerleader choirs, there's just everything you can think of, like a million layered guitars, and it's a fun record. Um, but we did some shows where we had like female choir vocalists with us on stage, which was pretty cool. But this
Hmm.
one is much more like we went for a more metallic, colder sound. with a ping snare that we use live, so it was more aching. It was sounding like we sound live. So that means that it's more stripped down, at least some of the tracks. So basically, when we play it live, it's kind of just like listening to, the record. There's not that much other stuff. Of course, there's a difference with a studio recording and a live
Of
recording,
course.
but it's not that many. Like on Molotov, some of those songs there are like hand claps and there are like
Yeah.
tambourine and a lot of lead guitars that just makes the atmospheric, which I think is cool. But I also like the fact that records sound different, and this one sound more like we sound live. So those songs are going down pretty good. Yeah.
Any particular track from the album that you've been surprised to see go down so well live? Either you didn't expect necessarily for it to pop off as it does.
Not actually now when you ask that, I remember that we haven't played all the tracks from the album. There's one that we haven't played, and it's
Okay.
Gung Ho.
Hmm.
Uh, and that's because it's played with a bottleneck. Um, so we haven't thought about rehearsing it. But since we haven't played it live, I don't know how it went down. But what surprised me is that a lot of people love that song.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's a great song.
Mm.
But for me, it was more of an album track, to more give dynamic. But a lot of people have requested it, and that was surprising. That I had it as their favorite song on the record. That I would never thought in a million years. But I think it's cool, and we probably will rehearse it one day. But I've lost the bottleneck. So,
Never say never, but not right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Speaking of set list, then, do you have an idea what the set list might look like for this upcoming UK tour? And can fans expect any surprises?
I mean, they can always respect us. They expect us to put in some deep cuts. But I mean, there will be, of course, a base with songs from all the records, but a lot from All Out of Dreams. But we are also kind of. I know that there are people that see more than one show on each
Mm.
tour, maybe see several. So we always try to at least change about three songs each night with difference and some surprises. And also we try to be if people send us like DMs or requests, or could you do that song in Sheffield or whatever, we usually try to do that if we can. If it's not a festival set, if it's a club set, and if I mean if people ask for a certain song, I mean if we still remember it, we try to do it. So at least that's what we do on our European tours
Mm.
when people are like, "Oh, I'm coming to blah 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 that sound. I hope you're doing whatever song." Then I try to like since I often do a social, I'm like, "Okay, we got this message about that song. Can we do that in Leipzig or whatever?" So basically, if some Brits DMs or slide into our DMs and want to hear that song, and if we still remember it, yeah, we're probably going to do it. Yeah, it's not that hard to get a request in for Bokassa.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Oh man, you're gonna get me thinking now. What's the deepest cut that you've not played live? We've got to probably have to go back to the early days, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have a think. I'll have a think. Okay, what would success for the tour look like for you? I mean, the obvious is, of course, sold out shows, good merch sales, loud voices, singing, and bodies moving, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, of course, it's success, but also I measure success on probably different than others. But I like just to see that it's sold just enough ticket that it doesn't feel um, roomy. Oh, what's it called?
Cavernous,
The
kind of like
Yeah,
where,
that doesn't feel like doesn't feel like there's a lot of people here. That it
yeah,
doesn't feel like, oh shit, there's just five people in this room.
yeah.
That
You
is.
get it's so empty, you're getting an echo, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I just like when it's enough people that it fills the room. It doesn't necessarily need to be sold out, but that it's just like that you feel okay. This is good because I think some of the saddest shows I know is when you have like when you have it's not because of the crowd. The crowds are great, but it's just if you have a big room that's not filled up,
Yeah.
I think it's better to have a smaller club that's filled up, for
Yeah.
example. Because yeah, we've done some of those shows, and you don't get that intimate vibe because say if it's an I don't know an 800 cap and you sell 200,
Hmm.
people are going to be spread out somewhere behind that. You don't get that connection. But if it's a 300 cap and you sell 150, it's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that is a successful show for me because then I feel a connection to the people, and they're not that's like spread out kind of thing.
I
So
completely understand what you're saying. I've been to enough shows where it's been, as you say, a 200 cap and there's 50 people in there, 20 people in there, and the atmosphere is completely, it's just not there. It's non-existent, including a lot of the venues that you are on your UK tour. I've been in there when it's been both packed out to the gills and empty, and the environment is completely different. It is so important, particularly for a band like yourself, where that energy, you want to feel it right from the crowd.
yeah, and we're like I know a lot of people, a lot of bands just say the same thing every night and have like pre-written stuff. We're kind of just talking and joking, so we kind of need that back and forth with the audience, and that's hard to do in a big room with not that many people.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
get,
it's yeah.
I do get, I do get that. But what do you personally, particularly at this stage, having done so many tours and played in so many different places, what do you personally get out of playing live now?
I mean, for us, the last year, I guess, it's been things haven't really worked that good live, and now that Ole came in, we're finally back again, and like after it's a hard thing replacing Board on
Mhm.
bass, and now with Ole again, I kind of feel not stressed out. I was sometimes last year I was really stressed out and afraid that stuff like there's going to be a lot of wrong stuff in the songs. Like I was always thinking about that, so I couldn't really enjoy it. But now again, I'm quite confident that he will do his thing. He will play the bass, and so now I can kind of relax and,
Yeah.
and just have fun. Um, and So I guess now since we've been doing this for a long time,
Mhm.
but the fact that we lost since we're just a three piece and we lost an integral member at the beginning of last year means that we kind of had to start all over again. And so I haven't been able to just relax like you would assume if it'd be the same lineup um, for 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm still really on the edge. No, not on the edge with God. I'm still like things have to be good live.
Yeah.
Uh, but when but like I have become much more relaxed now with Ole back, with Ole in the band because he kind of filled Board's shoes,
Yeah.
and also now Board is also kind of um, he's not back, but Board is also our second bass player now, so he fills in when Ole is busy with Emperor or Shining or whatever. So now it's kind of cool that we just have two of Norway's best bass players.
Well put. Well put to it. I love that. I love that. And I can't wait to see how the tour goes. I have our confidence that those rooms are going to be filled, particularly across the
Here's
country.
hoping. We're hoping.
No
Fingers
question, right?
crossed.
But before you go, I have a very special set of questions. Now, when we interview bands who are on tour, particularly when they have a stop in London, we have a special set of questions. This is because London is my home, but I'm not
Yeah.
English. I am not English. I am a Londoner. That is a different thing.
Oh
Being a
yeah,
Londoner is a state of mind. So, when we like to interview bands who are coming to London about tours, we want to see if you're a Londoner. So I have a set of questions that basically it's a test, so to speak, that starts easy, gets hard. And depending upon if you can score more than half, basically you're considered a Londoner. So I'm gonna throw them at you and we'll see how you do. Yeah?
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, we begin with what is the tube?
Oh yeah, the subway. You take it from, I don't know, Piccadilly Circus to Trafalgar Square or whatever.
Brilliant, brilliant. All right, what color are London buses?
They're red, yeah.
There it is. They are indeed
They're
red.
they're very iconic.
Yes. True or false? The Great Fire of London, so this is a history question. The Great Fire of London started in a bakery on Pudding Lane.
I have no idea, but that sounds so extremely British that yes, it started at Pudding Lane.
It is 100% true. It actually is.
Yeah.
What is, number four, what is the London Eye?
Oh yeah, that's that weird building you guys have up in the air that all the tourists see. Yeah.
Nope, nope. It is basically a giant Ferris wheel. If you know what the Ferris wheel is, it's a wheel that you get in
Yeah,
carriages and
yeah.
goes up. That what you meant? Oh, there we
Yeah,
go then.
I meant that
Excellent.
big. I meant that big building, but I
I'll
guess
give
it's
you
not a
that one.
building, but it's up in the air. Yeah, because I know it's a tourist thing.
It is indeed. Okay, what's the name of the river that runs through London?
Uh, Thames,
Oh my God, five out
was
of
it?
five so far.
Oh,
Yes,
nice, nice.
yes. Okay, right, we get a little bit more difficult now. If you were to complete the test known as the knowledge, what could you become provided you had a driving license too?
A test known as the knowledge, and I had
Yeah,
a driver license. Probably by a taxi cab driver. What's it
I'm
called?
going to give it to you because it's specifically black cabs, a black cab.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, 100% a
But
cabbie. That is it.
aren't all taxis in London black? Is that those like the red buses? You have the black old taxis.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, we use the generic term taxi for just anything because like Uber and things like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
if you're
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's cool. Okay. Number seven. Every year, Norway sends a gift to the UK as a
I don't
thank
know.
you.
Christmas tree.
There it is.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's always,
Okay.
always, always at Norwegian newspapers every year. I have that.
All right. Three more. What is Big Ben?
Is that big clock?
You're wrong. Unfortunately, that is a trick
Oh.
question that almost everybody does actually get wrong. It's the bell inside the clock. The tower itself is called something else.
Ah,
It's a bell
ah,
inside.
okay.
Still, you're killing it. All right. Cockney rhyming slang. Obviously, a specific thing in London. So I'm gonna give you a Cockney rhyming slang word or two words. Tell me what it means. What does brown bread mean?
Brown bread
Yeah,
is slang.
yeah.
A toast? Huh?
It means dead. You're brown
Oh,
bread,
okay.
you're dead. Basically, that is Cockney rhyming slang for you. It's weird.
Yeah, okay.
And last but not least, true or false? Jack the Ripper stalked the streets of Westminster.
No, because I was Whitechapel. Uh,
There it
because
is.
of that, because of the metal band.
There it is. Oh my God, 8 out of 10. That is
Hey,
so rare, incredible. You are a Londoner. I can't wait to see what you were, how when you come to London on the last day of the tour, how you treat the city. It's basically your second home, clearly.
yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, I will speak much more like Danny Dyer or whatever. So, when I come into London.
Fabulous. Of course, the tour starts on April 11th in Dover, running all the way through till April 19th. Can't wait to see you over here and can't wait to see what the rest of the year holds for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.